Hello, welcome back to my channel, Set at Home Mom. So I was going to talk about how you should be searching and buying used things even maybe before you're ready to homeschool, but you know you want to do maybe something like Charlotte Mason. So I started back during the summer when I decided this was the method I was going to go with. I would just kind of look at stuff online to buy. I was real interested in some of the stuff from Simply Charlotte Mason, or there's a lot of other websites, but that one just seemed to be like one that like popped up a lot. So what I would do on Facebook Marketplace is every now and then I would just kind of type in Charlotte Mason, and I would get some hits sometimes for things close enough to me. So the first thing I got when I just typed in Charlotte Mason was the stuff they left behind, and it's their ancient studies that they do. There's Egypt, Greece, and Rome. And the lady I bought it for, like, they obviously maybe only use it seemed like they did, like, other than like the packaging is like kind of pretty worn, but all the pictures were like really nice and great shape, maybe a little bit I think in the corners. But I got all three of these for $10, and might have been about $10, and I think they're almost like $10 each, brand new maybe. But anyway, that was a really cool find. That was my first thing. And then the next thing I found, like, this was probably 5 months later. I think I check every 2 weeks. I just type in Charlotte Mason, see what I come up with. So like 4 or 5 months later, I did it again, and something popped up, and it was, you know, it's technically an hour away since I moved, but we were going to be headed that way anyway. And it was a really good find. In this, it was $30, and since it was a week, I told the lady, like, hey, can I PayPal you? And then, because I'll be over there in a week. And she was like, yeah. So I was like, oh, that's great. And it was some really good stuff, and it was also Simply Charlotte Mason. It was handwriting book, and they were lesson plans, so individual studies for year 1, which is something I'd already looked at online and thought about buying. The enrichment studies, so that's the art in music and literature, and that's for grades 1 through 12. And then a year of history, from Genesis, Deuteronomy, and ancient Egypt, 1 through 12. So that was really exciting to find that, as well as she had this A for Art that had some really, really pretty pictures in it. And this one, teaching basic, just letters and their sounds. So these kind of went together. And then the lady also threw in these like little cards that I didn't bring with me to do my video, with just the letter on front, real simple. And then there's some that have like a picture and then a word underneath it to help teach some of those beginning sounds. And I think they might go with some poems, but I haven't delved that in much. But that was $30. So I've spent basically $40 and maybe $10 worth of gas so far on just stuff that I've been able to find used. So I think you should start or continuously look on the Facebook Marketplace. Even though I don't think it's not the most popular homeschooling curriculum you're going to find, it's out there, and you need to start looking now. And then if you're like me and you're still in the early phases, you're able to spend a lot more time reading and looking at it. I wasn't originally going to go with ancient studies first necessarily, but if I've already got the stuff, might as well start doing that. And as I've looked through it so far, I mean, it's not a curriculum. They're lesson plans, so you're going to have to buy their recommended books. But I'm kind of excited the way it's set up, because you basically can differentiate your instruction, which I think that's how a lot of the history in Charlotte Mason's design, which is really cool. And that's kind of differentiation was like kind of one of the big buzzwords in public education right now. And being a special ed teacher, was like, oh, how are you differentiating instruction for your kids that, and I had kids that were, maybe third graders that were on kindergarten reading levels, some that were on reading levels, but they don't have a clue of what they just read. But you still would try to differentiate, giving them different things that they can do, but it's still all teaching the same thing. And a lot of times it's really hard to do in public schools anyway. But it still was the same kind of idea. And the only thing I've been using right now is because even though Charlotte Mason doesn't say formal studies until first grade, I still have my daughters. We just kind of do fun stuff. They like to call it school sometimes. I do kind of what I had researched was the morning basket, and to them it's just a fun thing to do. And it's a 30-minute deal, and I'll do another video kind of on that. But it's just something. It's just kind of like something to do. Something to them. It's just play, and they really seem to like that. So I think if you were just to start out and you're in the early years like I am, I think this is really good for that pre-K, kinder, and first grade if you really are waiting. But a lot of this is stuff that I think would be good for that kindergarten, pre-K range and things like that. Because even Charlotte Mason, I guess in her first volume, talks about letting the kids, even before they're doing formal schooling, and letting them just kind of play with letters and learning their sounds that way.